I came to the United States in 2015 to do my PhD at the University of New Mexico. And a month after that, it was Bloom Fiesta. So I went with my new friends to see the event for the first time. There were hundreds of balloons taking off. It was 6 a.m. in the morning, and the sky was full of balloons. It's called mass ascension. And of course, thousands of people are watching. So I got excited. I took photos and videos, and immediately I wanted to share it with my family back in Iran. But I couldn't. Guess what? There were too many people using their phones at Bloom Fiesta. And the network was frozen. You might have seen a similar issue when you are at concerts or stadiums where a lot of fans are trying to upload photos online. It is called a spectrum crunch. But what is a spectrum? A spectrum refers to radio frequency spectrum, which is a natural resource with limited bandwidth, that different technologies use it for their communication, like telecom, television, astronomy, aviation, military. This map shows the United States frequency allocation. The color sections are the technologies that are using this spectrum. This is the whole spectrum that we have, and as you can see, it's pretty congested. And unfortunately, some of these technologies, they have grown with a much different pace. Just look at telecom. With the birth of smartphones and their data-hungry apps and their high-quality cameras, plus with the Internet of Things that is connecting 20 billion devices worldwide, the section that is dedicated to telecom has become so crowded that under heavy load, it turns into a full-blown data traffic jam. The spectrum is literally like a highway that if so many cars use it at the same time, it gets congested and stops working. Now, don't get me wrong, not having a network at Bloom Fiesta or concert might not be a big deal. What if this happens during a natural disaster, where we need communication more than anything else? According to the Disaster Recovery Journal, a spectrum crunch is most likely to happen during a natural disaster, where data traffic is exceptionally high. Everyone is seeking to contact their families and friends. Rescue teams are communicating the rescue efforts, and hundreds of others are posting photos and videos online. That will cause a huge amount of data to pile up and cut the communication network. That would paralyze the rescue efforts that are ongoing to save lives. Let's be realistic. Wireless communication is not a secondary need anymore. It's a utility. We cannot afford to lose this utility even for a short amount of time. So what can we do to save this utility from a disastrous breakdown? Is there any alternative to this saturated radio technology? The answer is yes. Light. Visible light has more than 1,000 times larger spectrum compared to the radio frequency. It means if we use light for communication, we will have almost unlimited capacity for communication. Li-Fi, or light fidelity, is a new technology that communicates data via light. This is done by modulating the intensity of a bulb at really high speeds. Li-Fi, when you think about it, not only provides unlimited capacity, it integrates two utilities into one: lighting and communication. That would save us an enormous amount of energy that we spend on communication every year. Sorry. Well, of course, the flickering in the light won't be as severe as it is in this animation. Otherwise, one of the side effects of Li-Fi would be nausea. In fact, the changes in the light are so fast and small that our eyes cannot notice it. And it requires a special receiver that it will be integrated in our smartphones in future to detect the signal. Li-Fi is green. Light is the reason behind our existence. Light doesn't harm human body. Li-Fi is secure. Light doesn't penetrate through the walls. It means if I close the door, no one can intercept my network from outside. Li-Fi can be used to provide internet in places that Wi-Fi is forbidden, like in hospitals close to MRI machines or in petroleum plants where Wi-Fi can start a spike. We have light there. We can use Li-Fi in airplanes or underground in subways where internet is not available. We can use Li-Fi to make our transportation system smart. All these cars, they have LED backlights and LED headlights, and all the traffic signals are becoming LEDs. Cars, they can communicate through lights to avoid accidents. Now, these are cool applications of Li-Fi. You might ask, what about speed? The first commercial installation of Li-Fi using a commercial LED in Dubai has shown 100 times more speed compared to LTE. That is equivalent to watching 3 HD videos and making a phone call at the same time. Yes, Li-Fi is a reality. It's been installed in more than 20 countries, including Microsoft headquarters in Paris. However, Li-Fi is a new technology and has its own challenges. There's work needs to be done. For example, Li-Fi needs to get regulated and get its own standards. Companies, they need to start integrating Li-Fi transmitters and receivers into their electronic devices to make them compatible with the technology. And more importantly, the current LED technology is not designed for Li-Fi systems. The research has shown that the LEDs, they can communicate data with a much faster rate. At Center for High Technology Materials at University of New Mexico, we are tackling the challenges facing the LED technology. We have created the next generation of high-speed LEDs with a world record speed of 100 times faster than a commercial LED. These micro LEDs that we have made, they can make the gigabyte per second internet a reality. These are micro LEDs. These are tiny LEDs, and that's one of the reasons they are fast. But you might ask, well, a tiny LED probably has a tiny light. It's not enough to light this room. That's true. Our idea is to put tens of micro LEDs in one single bulb to generate this sufficient light. In fact, we can take advantage of that and modulate each micro LED separately to provide a separate data channel. To realize the impact of our work on the future internet, let's look at this example. Imagine a commercial LED light that, of course, provides light, can connect you to internet, just one electronic device. It can provide one channel of data. A micro LED lamp that has tens of micro LEDs in it, not only can provide the light, it can connect tens of people or tens of electronic devices to internet. And remember, each of these micro LEDs are 100 times faster than a commercial LED. It means a micro LED lamp can provide thousands of times more data per second compared to a commercial LED. This is the high-density data that can connect thousands of people to high-speed internet at the same time, while being at their favorite football game or their beloved balloon fiesta.